Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 German cruiser Admiral Hipper. It has 8 main guns, 12 secondary guns, 34 AA guns, 12 torpedoes, a top speed of 32 knots, total health 37,300. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main battery, increased main battery accuracy, reduced flood and fire chance, faster rudder shift. For my commander, situation awareness, faster turret traverse, lower cooldown on damage control, superintendent, and last stand. We are on the map Land of Fire, and I want to head for B because B is usually wide open. Usually nobody really goes for it, and the Hipper is it's a much better ship than the York. So I feel pretty confident in my ability to engage a enemy destroyer in a one-on-one scenario, which is who I expect to show up. Most of the battleships on my team appear to be headed for A, or at least covering A, and oh, an enemy is already at B. We send out our aircraft to try and scout around the island. Nobody on my team has spotted out the enemy though. So there is a little bit of risk. I'll come around the corner and he has torpedoes waiting for me, right? That's the worst case scenario, but doesn't appear. It looks like he's actually... Alright, it's an enemy Mayhan. Doesn't have camouflage, and we're able to get 3K with our first salvo and disrupt his ability to capture. Of course, the enemy uses his smoke, and I just feel like he sent out torpedoes. So I'm going to try and head back towards the island, because obviously torpedoes cannot go through the island that I know of. It'd be funny if there were, like, burrowing torpedoes. And he should be able to capture. I don't really have anyone in position to follow up and take him out. If he's smart, he'll just sit in the smoke, have be captured, and then escape. But I don't think he's smart. I think he is trying to keep moving, and the friendly Atago is able to spot him out. But I can't fire on him. The island is in the perfect position to not be useful for me. We're going to send out our torpedoes in an attempt to predict where the Mayhan is moving, but it looks like he's completely comfortable just going around in circles at B, which doesn't work out for our torpedoes. The friendly Atago is being pretty brave, headed straight for the smoke, and since he's going to be the one who's the guinea pig, I'm just going to be ready and in position to engage. And here he is. Mayhan's leaving the smoke. He sends out torpedoes. We get a 3K, which is more than enough damage with the Hipper. The Hipper's HE's pretty lackluster. Not really designed to use HE. His engines are knocked out, and I'm ready to fire, and just never given an opportunity. The friendlies are able to follow up and completely destroy him. So we have C. I would love to go in and capture B. It looks like 5, almost half, of my team. Oh man, that's bad luck. The Atago gets slammed by torpedoes sent out from the Mayhan. You can't have that happen to your ship. It's happened to me. Believe me, I've died in stupid scenarios, but anytime you see an enemy in their last ditch, you gotta put yourself in position to at least break away and minimize the damage you take. This enemy Fubuki is not minimizing the damage he's taking, and he dies around C. So I'm gonna go capture B, and right now there's only 3 enemy ships on the map. All 3 enemy destroyers have been defeated. That's a very important fact. Destroyers command so much respect, so much of the objectives, that when you have them knocked out, you can be way more open. You can guarantee that every ship that you see, pretty much, unless they're running like a super concealment build, is a good distance away, and they can't possibly hurt you in any manner without you overextending. So yeah, you like this? This is just like the sea point on North. I'm able to park the Hipper in a spot that is perfect for capturing B, but I'm not visible to the enemy at all. It looks like 6 enemy ships are all over by B, and we're spotted. What's seeing us? I don't see anything in the north. The only thing it could possibly be is maybe my butt is showing ever so slightly, and it drops off as quickly as it shows up, so, you know, we're good. We're not moving until we capture. Capturing is the most important thing. It's going to put pressure on the enemy to answer. And base is fully captured. We can back up and get a position to do some more damage, but from my perspective, I think the 5 ships on the southwest side are playing too passive. I understand if they're taking a lot of damage, and it looks like most of the enemy on the western side of the map is very healthy, and I do mean very healthy. That Colorado looks to be the lowest. So yeah, you want to conserve your health pool, but anytime you're putting this much pressure on your teammates to hold the ground, it's going to be a little bit harder than if it were both sides focusing down together. And an enemy Atlanta, of course, is getting close, so we're going to engage him. This is prior to 0.5.2, so none of this special camo exists. And I was trying to tell my team to focus the Atlanta, because the Atlanta is easy to kill, but does a lot of damage. And we're doing some pretty good damage. We get a Citadel, 8,800 hit points. One more salvo should do the trick. That was only one gun. That's a fake salvo. Friendly finishes off the Atlanta. Izamo is just out in the open. Probably needs to retreat a little bit. He's got an island, which will be helpful. And we're definitely out in the open, so we're going to pull back. We're going to force the enemy to come towards B, which is what they want to do. And maybe our allies in the south side will assist us in any manner. Any manner, please. Enemy North Carolina, full health, engages us. We're trying to angle the ship. That's satisfactory. Friendly Atlanta. It always seems like people are like super attracted to running into your ship when you are the one trying to maneuver to avoid damage. They just seem to just want to get in your way in some manner. Not saying that Atlanta was getting in the way, but it was borderline in the way, and it didn't need to be in the way. I don't know why he's moving forward as aggressively as he is. I think he's going to die. We miss with the Ibuki. The AP on the Admiral is very good, but you have to actually aim it correctly, Notser. Yeah, 4K, that's okay. Well, technically over 5K. Half of our, well, over half actually. 6 of our 8 guns land on the target. And wow! The Atlanta died. Who could have seen that coming? He's a little too angled though, and when the rounds make contact with the Ibuki, minimal damage. We need him to be a little bit flatter. And yeah, he's turning again. He's playing it well. He's not someone who appears to have free XP'd up to the Ibuki, or at the very least, he's aware that I can turn my ship whenever he'll fire on me. And we're still going to keep AP loaded because eventually they always make, yep, that's a terrible shot for AP. Eventually they make a mistake. So ideally, that last salvo would have been HE, would have been done more damage, but this salvo should be pretty effective. He's showing a lot of his side, and initially I wanted to just sit behind the island and fire, but I'm kind of out in the open by myself. The friendly destroyers did go kill the enemy aircraft carrier, which is fantastic, but I have battleships that can fire on my position, enemy cruisers, and I'm all alone with no one here beside me. So we're going to send out torpedoes. Hopefully the Ibuki rounds the island, maybe hugs it. That's what I'm trying to predict. I think he senses that I could send torpedoes out. And I really would love some backup. We're going to give ground, we're going to maintain angling, and we're going to hope that he shows his side. Which he does. We fire our AP at the waterline. We get 6K, he fires AP. Looks like he only does 1K, so really good angling. And one torpedo, can we get the second one? Wow. It looks like it would have hit, but it doesn't. So only one torpedo. Still no Citadel. We did cause a flood, and I think he's going to use damage control, although he still has fire and a flood, most likely. We follow up. Is this good? Yes! We get that citadel. He softens the angle even more, and we're able to finally penetrate his armor. Now I'm gonna fire a salvo at this enemy North Carolina. I'm kind of surprised he's very healthy considering how many friendlies are in range to kill him. But there's an enemy New Orleans that threatens the northeast side, and I have to take him out. He's very harshly angled, but then he conveniently softens that angle. We fire all our AP at the waterline, and we get a citadel. Not one, two. 15,000. We knock out his engines, and he's dead in the water. It's going to be a very short trip for you, New Orleans. Hope your next game is more successful than this one. Yes. He was perfectly broadside, and his engine was knocked out. The Hipper is one of those ships that will really punish a broadside target. So, yeah, we were able to hold off the northeast side. We helped capture B and force the enemy to overextend. Don't know what the southwest side was doing, but we did about as well as we could. Last thing we could do is try and get the North Carolina dead. And that's exactly what we're going to try and do. We're going to fire on his position with AP. Why are you using AP? He's broadside. AP actually is very effective. Yeah, 5.5k against a battleship, surprisingly. So little time left. We fire, hoping to get the last kill. And just as the round is about to hit the target, the game ends. We did 2 kills, we captured B, which ultimately led to the enemy trying to recapture it, and we were able to take out those cruisers with some pretty fun citadel penetrations. 2,393 base XP, and just a solid game in the Admiral. Around 90,000 points of damage. We really need one of those drawn-out games for that damage total. I hope you enjoyed this game, however. I hope you like seeing citadels. Hopefully we'll get more. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.